Okay, you should be seeing our slide deck.
Right.
Correct?
Yes.
Ready. Let's go, people. It's the 21st. It's amazing. Meeting of the OWASP AI Exchange authors team. Time flies when you're having fun. It's actually Halloween and Diwali. So happy Halloween, everybody. I don't know if you do anything, if you do trick or treat or anything else, or Diwali for that matter. And the agenda, the standard agenda, welcoming new authors, getting started until any other business. Are there any points in the group that you would love to add to the agenda? Other than part of these items? If not, let's continue. New members, as said, Gal has joined us from Noma, brought forward by colleagues Niv and Alon, who are both member of the authors group. We're going to touch on the work item that Gal will be working on, but welcome very much to the group. And we have a number of onboardings pending, I think about 6, which I will attend to in the coming days. So you can expect some new people joining forces. The flight safety instructions, Slack is our main communication channel. Visit it regularly, please. Share if you're unavailable for a period, if you're working on an item and people depend on you. If you need anything or have impediments, let the leadership team know. Help make noise for the exchange. Submit to a conference, post on socials. And regarding our content, we focus on what is AI specific, and we want to minimize conventional material because there's already so much out there on security. We want to document what is AI specific about it. And if you use Google Documents that we have for specific collaborations, use the suggest / review mode so that we can see what was changed and by whom. And you can also, of course, add comments when you edit in Google Documents. Those were the flight safety instructions. And now on to something to celebrate. I'd like to welcome Benas to the leadership team on behalf of the leadership team. It's really great to have you, Benas. As mentioned on Slack, you deserve this. You are reliable, you're smart, you did a lot of work, you take initiative, you know how to work with people. So you have, I think, all the skills and everything that you needed to prove, you've proven. And I really love to have you in the group together with Chris, who, because of the daylight saving thing, couldn't join, and Aranish, who, because of Diwali, couldn't join. But it's not to offend you, Benas. You've been in contact with them, and we're really happy. We also are aware that you are wrapping up an update. Well, let's call it the first release of the red teaming text. We wanted you to focus on that instead of distract you with all kinds of new things. So effectively, we'll onboard you once that is done within a couple of days, weeks, and then we can talk about work distribution, and we'll update the rest regarding type of roles that you'll be taking on and the things that you will focus on. I didn't mention John Soteropoulos in the list of leadership. John is taking a step back from his leadership roles in the AI Exchange and in the large language model top 10 for various reasons. He needs to make time for other things, and we're gonna sort of reminisce on his contributions and how important he has been for these OWASP initiatives on a next occasion. But now you know that, so the leadership team is Benas, it's Chris, it's Aranish, and it's me. So if you have any troubles, feel free to contact Benas and she will solve it all. No, just kidding.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rob. Thank you so much from actually the whole of the member groups, UV, Nina, Zia, Dan, then other, and you specifically, and Arnush specifically too. And actually, it's an honor to work with all of the group's member. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, likewise, it's an honor to have you, Benaz. I like that it's also, you know, sort of helping your career, right? You can demonstrate your expertise and also help Accenture, given the expertise that you've built up. So endorsement from your direct environment, including your employer, is also something that.
Yeah, actually, yesterday I was told that maybe I have a presentation for the OWASP AI Exchange at Accenture. And so I wanted to present actually for the whole of the ASG, Switzerland, Germany, and Austria.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice. And it's also good for the exchange, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So again, happy to have you here, and we'll talk details once the red teaming guide is out. All right. About some OWASP alignment, we talk about mostly alignment with the LLM Top 10 and the AI Exchange. Aaron's posted on this. This link will take you to an article that explains the position of the LLM Top 10 and the AI Exchange. There is closer collaboration in the picture for the red teaming initiative. I don't know if it's already effective. Looking at Benaz, is this already taking place? Knowledge exchange between the LLM Top 10 and our team?
So actually, we are working on it. UV and I, we are working on two different topics about the threat modeling, but it is still on a process. Today we have another meeting after actually our meeting.
Right, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Also good to know is that we're really close to seeing a big update on the top 10 LLM, the version 2. Regarding red teaming, it's nice to sort of align on terminology here. And the consensus right now is that, because there's some confusion around it, is that AI red teaming is not the same as doing red teaming for an AI system. So if you have an AI system and you want to see how you can hack it, you would call a conventional red team expertise to try to, I don't know, spearfish people, guess passwords, try SQL injection, you know, try to all kinds of ways to get into the system. And you would need experts specialized in getting into the system by using the model. So this is the AI red teaming. So AI red teaming does not include all the conventional stuff, but it's really specific adversarial machine learning attacks. And Benaz and UV and others have been looking into mostly the tooling and the corresponding strategies that is available to perform these types of attacks. And it's a much needed guidance. I'm really happy with that as an extension of the exchange. Anything to add, Benaz?
No, actually, I will add the updated information to my slide when you are on my slide.
Good. Yeah, we'll have that later. I moved the promotion part before the work streams. I know, Benaz, you also have an update here. Yes. Or is this from the previous session?
Yes, actually, I will attend to different. So as I mentioned in our group, I attend. It was last week. Yes, I attend conference in Siemens, and I had this opportunity to introduce our OWASP AI Exchange with some of the leadership from Siemens and from the universities. But actually, some of them, they know us and they know what we are doing, and I was very happy about it. And so I just explained what we are doing and about the whole of the things that we are doing. And I will attend actually the conference for the overview of the OWASP AI Exchange. I will present our team and our whole of the we are doing in Leipzig in Germany. And I will attend the conference ISACA virtual next year. It's for 3 days, and I will attend the general panel discussion for AI governance. And at the end of the November, I will attend OWASP Benelux days in Utrecht in Netherlands, and Rob is there too, and I will be happy to see Rob. And I will attend in 25 of November to Deutsche Telekom in Bonn in Germany, and topic is about artificial intelligence with the vice president of the telecom.
This is really a cool list, and yeah, looking forward. I didn't know you would join the Benelux Day, so we're gonna finally meet. So that's nice.
Yes.
Yeah, I do the closing keynote there on. Let me try to remember the title. The title is AI, the New Beginning. A lighthearted talk on our end of days. So it's, yeah, it's, you know, a typical closing keynote, hopefully slightly funny and lighthearted indeed.
Yeah.
Any other people on the call who'd like to report attempts to, you know, submit papers to conferences or relevant conference visits? Looking around the table, hear none.
I'm actually looking to attend the ITAPA one coming up in the end of November myself. Not necessarily AI specific, but I definitely could help out and you know, promote some for the OWASP Exchange there as well.
I'm not familiar with this conference. How is it spelled?
ITAPA.
Okay.
And in fact, I'll share the link here in a sec.
So it's not AI specific. What is it about?
Yeah, so the focus really is kind of somewhat on cybersecurity and cyber threat hunting. So looking into a little bit of modeling, but they definitely do discuss a little bit on machine learning. There is a specific ITAPA AI conference going on as well in December. I think it's December 12th. But I'm not planning on attending that one necessarily myself. But on the 28th of November in Bratislava is going to be the main one that I'm looking at attending, 27 and 28. And I can send the link here.
Yeah, if you can spread the word somehow. I reckon you're not in a panel or giving a talk, correct?
Not planning on it this time. I am part of kind of the leadership panel that is leading and promoting it, but I'm not looking to present at this time, correct?
Got it. Oh, you're promoting it.
No, not for this one.
Thanks. I see a hand by Susanna. Susanna, hey there. How's it going?
Susanna.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Okay, cool. I think I told y'all in the authors chat that I submitted to RSA for next year, but I won't hear about that for until January. And then on November 14th, I'm speaking at the Threat Modeling Connect monthly meetup on threat modeling in the age of AI. Talking about data going from being the new oil to new attack vector and a little bit more depth than I was able to speak on at AppSec. So that's it for me, but that's coming up on the 14th, and I dropped the link in the chat.
Really cool. Yeah, fingers crossed for RSA. It's my experience is that it's typically quite hard to get in, but with your track record, Susanna, I mean,
we'll see. Not gonna put too much on it, but I'll be submitting to other things in the interim.
Great, thanks. All right, I think that was conference and outreach. Moving on to the work stream updates. This is the list, and we'll go through it step by step, ending with the EU Act requirements, because that's where I would also like to spend some time with you guys, because that's getting quite urgent. To start with, a new item in the spotlight, which is MLOps data pipeline security. So the backstory here is that Niv and Alan, they work for a startup called Noma Security, and they built a fantastic tool in data and machine learning pipeline security. So they are a vendor, so they understand this field. And so does Gal, because Gal is a colleague, also part of Noma, and has volunteered, either that or has been forced to join us. But I understood that he really appreciates being sort of returning the favor to OWASP as an avid OWASP user. So Gal is glad to have you on board, and the plan is to create guidelines, to add guidelines to the AI Exchange as part of, for example, secure development program and supply chain management, based on the expertise that Gal and colleagues have. This has been a work item for the Exchange for a while to extend the discussion there, so I'm happy about this. Also important to know is that Niv and Alan were considering a separate OWASP project for data pipeline security. But that content would be of direct interest to people building secure AI systems, so the people of the AI Exchange. So if you would have a separate project, you would sort of need to copy paste that content into the AI Exchange. And we figured it would be clear for makers of data-centric systems without AI, like, for example, BI systems, reporting systems, data warehousing systems, that the OWASP AI Exchange would cover the security of data pipelines. And because of that, and we wanted to emphasize on the OWASP Exchange landing page, on the homepage, that data-centric systems are actually in scope of the AI Exchange. We talk about data poisoning, we talk about data quality, data integrity, we talk about data supply chain. AI systems are super data intensive, of course, and there's a lot of things you need to take care of. And those same things you need to take care of when it's about a system that is a data warehouse or BI system. So Gal already has made some contributions. I will review them as a first iteration, and we'll take it from there. Anything to add, Gal, or any questions?
Not really. Just grateful to return the favor, as you said, and just kind of like contribute in the way that I saw this as a CISO in different AI healthcare companies, as well as in the Noma security. So yeah, I welcome any feedback if there's any in the reviews.
Amazing. Yeah. So I will do the first review and work with you and do next steps and see if we need to onboard maybe other people in the process. Suzanne, I see your hand. Is that an old hand?
Oh, yeah, it is an old hand. Actually, sorry, I didn't put that down, but I would love to be involved in this because ops is where my heart is. So if I can be of assistance, please ping me.
Great. I'll involve you. We probably need to make a Slack channel for that, called Pipeline, I think would be a nice name. I'll create that Slack channel, invite you guys, and make sure that you can also, how do you say, be admin of that Slack channel and add people if you want. So that's the way we work, Gal. We have Slack channels. We have an authors Slack channel to which I will add you shortly. And then we, for several projects, we have specific channels. That is, proven to be a good model. All right, then moving to the next stream, which is red teaming, correct? Yes.
Yeah. So, yes, actually, we are on review of the document, and we actually for the comments, and we are approximately finished with the review. Just need time for me to review some of the articles for the first part of the red teaming. And so we had a meeting on Monday, and Yubi, Zia, Dan, Nina, and team suggested infographics or maybe a mind map, and I creating one. And as you can see, I created on the right side, I created a mind map, and this is the first draft. And I try to add only information regarding to the name of the tools and popularity, scalability, and integrity, and information related to the OWASP AI Exchange threads. And this is somehow infographics, and I think it would be nice. And we shifted our publication for next 2 weeks, but maybe it would be sooner. It would be maybe in next week, because we are approximately finished with the comments and with the review, but still I'm working on an infographics. And yes, this is actually all the information that we are working. So for just for end of this year, we have only have one publication, and after that, for next year, we start again to add other tools.
Yeah, I think that's smart. So now you can wrap up. Can you give an example of this, of a mind map or visualization? What will it show? What aspects will it show?
So about the mind map, so this is actually the right one is an infograph that I created one, and for the mind map, which I'm creating is another picture, which I last time I showed on a meeting, and I'm still thinking about that it would be necessary or not. But I think that infograph that would be better for what we are doing, because we have actually the list of all tools with the name of the OWASP AI Exchange on the top of that, and the related information regarding to the OWASP AI Exchange thread, and actually the popularity, scalability, integrity, which means that if someone wants to choose right tools for themselves, they will actually look at to this picture or to this infograph, and they wanted to search, okay, there is these tools with some of the popularity, scalability, integrity, and we have the another tables too, that all the information is on it. That, for example, the tools is suitable for the researcher for the large scale of enterprise, or for example, which modality the tools they support, or they have defense or not.
Got it. Is it like a sort of a Gartner quadrant where you position the tools along different sort of scales of quality aspects, or how should I see this?
Actually, this is the only just the tools. Do you mean that the diagram, how should we look like, or the information?
I see.
So we have a table. So we have a general table with all of the information inside of it. And we have another table. This table is suitable for the people who want to compare the different tools according to their goals. For example, there are a researcher outside, or there are a professional one, or they are the people who wanted to choose the tools for tests, and for blue team, for red teaming, and for all the things. So according to this table, they can find their right tools according to their needness. And according to this infograph, they can have a general overview about the tools that we covered. For example, about the popularity, scalability, integration. And at the end of that, they have actually the information related to the OWASP AI Exchange, to the threads. For example, they can find that, okay, these tools support these threads. And after that, they can go to the table and find the other informations.
Is there a good moment that I can have a look at sort of an early version of this?
Yes, I'm working on infographics, but we corrected actually. We are 80% finished with our review. We correct them. And for the table, for the comparing the tools, yes, you can review it.
Got it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Also, I see that we have Randy on the call. So quick check. Randy, did I add you to the requirements channel? I think I did, correct?
Yes, it's the lock channel project AI requirements.
Yeah.
I am in there, yes.
Good. I just wanted to double check that because we're going to touch upon that subject as the last work item on the agenda. So yeah, thanks, Benaz. Looking good. Really looking forward to the end result, and I'm happy to think along with you about this visualization. Step-by-step guide. Let's see who else is involved there on the list. Anybody who can comment on the status of it? Mostly it's Aaronese updating us, so I think we'll skip this one for the next call. All right. Math. Great work by Nicholas, Valentino, Ahmed, and others. Especially Nicholas, Valentino, and Ahmed have been working very closely together. It was nice to observe this, working together in the Slack channel and organizing several calls and doing iterations. And these are the controls that have been updated. I've reviewed them, and I think they are ready to go be published in the Exchange. It will be, I think, a vast improvement of the material that we have there. I do have a question about the status of Poison Robust model, but I'll work on that separately with the group in the math channel. I think these texts are a true demonstration of what our users report to really like, which is go straight to the point, be clear, try to avoid jargon and strange terminology. The key is that anybody interested in AI security would be able to understand what things are about, really grasp it, and be referred to other resources if there is a need for more detail. So thank you guys for championing this. Thank you, Nicholas, for taking everybody along. I'm really happy with the result, and this type of knowledge is going to be really important for the AI Act as well. So what I like to do is put these sections online. So put them at owaspai.org. And if there are any further things that need to be extended, look at it from the AI requirements perspective. And we'll touch on that shortly, because there are some specific examples like detection of various types of attacks. That requires some elaboration that goes deeper than we currently have in the detecting adversarial input. The way to do this is to work on it in the AI Act document, work it out there, use some of the material that we have in the Exchange, and then later merge that back into the Exchange, because these documents serve different audiences and different purposes. I'll get to it shortly, what this all means. But first, any updates from policy and regulations? We haven't received in slide. I see Susanna. Please.
Well, this is more possibly related to the AI Act requirements. I was curious to know when the new math text would be published, because I'm working on the data poisoning situation, and I'm actually citing the AI Exchange as a reference. So it would be great to, I'm coming up on being done with that. So I was just curious to know when the new text will be out, so I can make sure that my citations and so forth are up to date.
This weekend. I will put it online this weekend.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. We also did not receive an update when it comes to standard mapping and taxonomies. This is a large part of the work that we still need to do before we go to version 0.9. Let me show you what I mean. If we look at our overview of to-do items, there's a large set of items on a math, and many of them are being addressed and have been addressed, so we can strike through a number of them, which is great. Then there are some smaller work items, and then there's a whole list of aligning with other standards. What does it mean? Well, we look at what MITRE has written down in their overview and see if they use different terminology, and then we want to align with it and see if they mention certain attacks or countermeasures that we do not cover at all, or vice versa. And if the vice versa is the case, we want to inform MITRE or NIST or BIML or any of the other guidance producers of suggestions. But the key is to make sure that there's alignment and that we're not, each in our own attics creating resources, but make sure that we cover things in a similar fashion. And there's work from the Estonian government. There's work from NIST SSDF, the AI extension, the LLM verification standard. So this is quite some work that we still have to do. My question, is there anybody representing one of these work items currently in the call? And if not, I'll work on these items, and we also need to assign a sponsor, because John is currently a sponsor of these items, but he's taking a step back. So this could, for example, be something that Aranese picks up, or maybe Benas. We'll talk about that. And having a sponsor means that you'll have somebody who will be making sure that you can do your work item, that there are no impediments, making sure that there will be updates, because this now is becoming the bottleneck in getting the 0.9 version done.
So just a quick question. I put the NIST gap analysis aside for a little while to finish this data poisoning situation. I'm almost done with that. If you'd like, I can pick up the NIST. The predictive AI situation is done for the most part. I need to finish the write-up, and it would be great to have collaborators for the LLM part. So help is certainly welcome there. And just let me know what needs to be prioritized, but I think I can finish the data poisoning thing this week.
Okay. Need help on the LLM part. We'll wrap up other part in this week, really?
I think so. Oh, well, I'm sorry, the data poisoning I can finish this week.
Right.
Yeah.
And how do you want to pick up with the NIST? What do you propose as a next step?
So there is a living document that has my notes, and I've gotten feedback from some people that it's a little incomprehensible for anyone that's not me. But people are welcome to look at that, and that's kind of how I've structured the predictive AI part. It may make more sense after I've finished the write-up. So I understand if that is intimidating and somebody doesn't want to dive into my notes and wants to wait till I get done with the write-up. That's kind of my bottleneck on that. If someone else would like to just start on the LLM part and not worry about the way that I've been doing it, that is also fine, because my work is not canon. Yeah, that's kind of the status from my perspective.
Thanks. Looking around the room, is there anybody who would like to, with LLM expertise, who would like to dive into the LLM coverage of this NIST work? We're talking about the adversarial ML work. to see, to assess the alignment and to see if there's any corrections necessary.
If we don't have anyone else, that's something I could probably pick up and work with and support as well.
Yeah, I'm happy to like drop into a team somewhere that I can help. I kind of want to still get a sense for how you operate and how to add value. But if this is a place that you need more hands, put me in somewhere, I guess.
Excellent. So maybe revive the channel. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll invite people back into the channel.
Same for me, if you may, please.
Do what? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Same, involve me, please, as well, if you may.
Well, Suzanne, you got some help.
Woot! Thank you.
Is it okay that you reach out to them and maybe create a channel together, or maybe use the existing channel? What do we have? I think it's Project AI Other Initiatives.
I believe there is one actually for the NIST adversarial. This was back when I was not sure how to use Slack, so I think I made two by accident. But there is one that is specific. If you want to move it to other requirements, that's fine.
No, it's please keep this one and add me to it if you want, because then I have an overview of the channels that we have.
Okay. All right.
And invite Ahmed and Randy and Dan, if I understood correctly.
Yeah, we can help you out, Susan.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Very helpful. All right. Back to where we were with the overview of work items. The EU AI Act. I will be in Turin next week discussing this. It's taking up most of my time to work on these AI Act security standard requirements. And there is, of course, progress, and much of it is because of this team, because of the AI Exchange, but there's still a lot of ground to cover. And the version that we currently have, that we have shared in early draft with JTC 21, which is the technical committee that is developing, that we are developing the standard under, is certainly not fit to be looked at by the different countries and to be voted on. And that's what's going on in January. Mid-January, we need to have a version ready and published internally for all connected countries to review and to provide a vote whether we can take this to the next step. And for that, it needs to have a certain completeness and a certain quality. And there are many challenges in it, and many of them overlap with the content of the AI Exchange. What I've done is that the latest version I have put in our Google document. Please know we are an official liaison partner with Sensenelec, which means that we should treat this documentation that we get from Sensenelec as confidential, right? Keep it, don't share it, keep it between us, but we need to have a look at it, right, in order to fulfill our liaison role. I also added a list of work items with the type of expertise needed in the same Google document. Let me show to you what it looks like. So we have the Google document, and it's linked in the descriptions of the requirements group. And let me make sure that I invite the requirements group for the call that I've organized tomorrow. So the requirements group has a specific channel. If you want to join the requirements group and you're not yet in it, these are the people working on these AI Act requirements. Please let me know and I'll add you. Invite tomorrow. What's in this Google document? Again, which is linked in the description of requirements Slack channel is a short description as unchanged of what we're doing here, and a long list of work items. And these are all the sort of the to-dos, the work items that were marked in the text, and now they've been put into a table, which allows us to assign names to this. And here's one where we require adversarial ML expertise on how much rate limiting should be applied to protect against specific adversarial attacks. Or an AI expert where we need more text on validation of model performance. Or let me see if we can find a nice example. Yeah, security testing, AI red teaming. We need more text on that. And it refers to a section. If you go to that section, you will find where we need to add that material. And you can directly make suggestions there to add this. For example, in supply chain management, we want to be more specific about the requirements for the bill of materials for AI. You know, where did you get your data? Where did you get your machine learning models? I see that Nicholas is offering help with the AI with the adversarial machine learning task. I'm very happy with that, Nicholas. I'm also aware that you are wrapping up your PhD, so I don't want to burn you out. So please stay sane. But yeah, if you want to consider contributing here, now is a good timing, because we're dealing with that January deadline, where in the first week of January, we need to have something sensible. And now it's just a lot of thoughts. Like, for example, we have a section on evasion attack testing. So resilience tests for evasion attacks. We need to specify what tests need to be in place, or what type of tests need to be in place. And this is quite difficult because we're dealing with manufacturers of hearing aids, and we're dealing with HR selection process, machine learning. So a whole variety of use cases that we need to specify requirements for. And because we can't be specific about each and every use case, we need to be smart on what we specify. Let me give you an example. So for anomaly detection, for example, it's hard to specify what would be a sort of a baseline security requirement for anomaly detection. What we've done is that if data poisoning is indeed applicable for your use case, then we require you as a vendor to have anomaly detection in place in such a way that you apply anomaly filtering, and you sort of reduce your bandwidth until the moment that your model starts to substantially lose performance. And that's sort of a standard way of getting rid of anomalies that hopefully takes care of some of the data poisoning. And then, of course, there are some other measures that we expect, like protection of the training set. But this is an example to illustrate how we're looking for generic specifications of how you would do, for example, evasion attack testing. And the same goes for detection of evasion attacks, but also detection of model theft and model inversion. So all these items are listed here. I will put your name, Nicholas, at least to the adversarial ML ones. And where do you find this document to edit? Well, it's right below, and you can see the structure of it in the sidebar, where there is a chapter 6 with general cybersecurity requirements. There's a section 6 with specific requirements about the development environment, mostly against data poisoning. And 8 is specific requirements for threats through use. So we talk about evasion attacks, model inversion. And when you, for example, look here at evasion attacks, it says here untargeted and targeted, and an editor note saying make the below more clear. And this is something that Susanna has been working on, and we have some good text in draft that we can use here. Another example is the applicability of evasion attack. So this is a section that helps vendors and assessors to understand when an evasion attack is in order, because there are many use cases where they're not in order. And we have some text here, but I think it can be better. And here's the editor's note to make it better, and it corresponds with one of the items in the the work item table that we just went through. And I think here's a big one. Yeah, right here, resilience testing. So the provider shall conduct appropriate testing for resilience against evasion after big changes. What is appropriate testing? Well, here's a lot of material that we collected with all kinds of examples of what appropriate evasion attack testing should entail. It requires a lot of work to make that into something that's sensible. And then we can send the document in ballot. So I would welcome everybody in the call and everybody watching this video who is not in the requirements group. And if you have expertise like this, join the requirements group because it's quite urgent. It is a work item of which everything that we write will flow back into the AI exchange. But we have to prioritize this because, well, I'm sure you're aware that there's a lot of AI systems coming and there's regulation, but there's no standard. And we need to get that done. And it's quite some pressure on us because we represent a large part of the available expertise to make this happen. So it's really about something with regards to society, and it's not just Europe, it's any vendor that is providing the product or their service to a European citizen, which includes a lot of companies around the world who need to deal with these security standards. So it's super important. And if you're part of the requirements group, once you're part of the requirements group, have a look at the Google document linked in the descriptions. Seek the topic that fits you the most, or the topics that fits you the most, put your name to it, and just go to the corresponding section. It's mentioned here, 6.6 in this case, or 6.7 in this case. Put it on suggestion mode and start typing your ideas. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but if you have additional ideas, just add them, and we can add comments and we can collaborate on them and find each other in the requirements Slack channel. And perhaps what has worked well in the past is create smaller teams. So for example, let's say Nicholas takes on the detection mechanisms for inference attacks, starts to work on it, has some material, and then asks for help in the requirements channel. 2 people respond. Okay, let's have a call. Let's take some proactive action to align and to make this into a presentable form. I know I talked a lot about this. Any questions or maybe suggestions?
Sorry if you say that and I missed it. How can one join the requirements group?
Ask me and I'll add you. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like it's invitation only or something, but it's just how Slack works. We have closed channels because we want to have some control of who is involved in the discussions, especially with us working with this AI document that we have to be sensitive about. So yeah, Gal, I will add you given the priority.
I don't think I'm in that one either. If you need a little help, I can definitely support for a little bit here as well.
We'll do that.
Are we having a meeting tomorrow? Did you say that there's a meeting?
Yes, the requirements team has a meeting at, now we need to be careful with the time zone. So it's Amsterdam time. Let me have a look at my calendar to be absolutely sure. 1st of November, which is going to be my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
The first, huh? Awesome.
3:15 Amsterdam time, which makes it so Pacific time is currently, I think, 9 o'clock now, correct?
It's almost 10.
Oh, it's almost 10. Yeah, it's almost 10. So we have an 8-hour difference with Amsterdam, meaning that the 3:15 is an 8 hours is a 7:15. That's quite early for Pacific time. So if you're up early, I welcome you to join. Eastern time is 5 hours difference, so that's 10:15. Yeah, sorry for this early time. I needed to find a spot to have at least Aranis in there, and I'm celebrating my birthday at the end of the afternoon. So there you go.
That's fine. Did you, if you've already emailed an invite, I just need to find that. I have a more specific in the weeds question about the work that's not logistics related. It's probably better for meeting tomorrow.
That would be cool. I'll add you, and I'll add everybody in the requirements group. I think that's the best thing to do. Add all requirements people to that call. Okay, and since we're approaching the hour, any other remarks on the EU AI Act or anything else? Any impediments? Any questions that you have? If not, then let's wrap up. And I wish you a nice one with a trick or treat or whatever you're planning. And see you on Slack.
Yep. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you. Happy
Take
birthday,
care.
Rob.
Bye.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you. Ciao.
Bye.
Happy birthday. Bye.
Have a lovely weekend.